honestly believe that Meghan is a very, very clever woman. No disrespect to her colour prejudice.
What's wrong with being clever?
There, but she talked Harry into going to America because out in America, she, out of the two of them, will always be number one. In this country, she'll be just another princess, and we've got 8 or 9 of those. In America, she's going to be Princess America.
Right.
I honestly believe that.
No, I know you do, Mike. And if you could nudge me towards...
She's always slightly in front of Harry until somebody either nudges her back or gets back, and then Harry has to go first.
Right.
Out in America, she always goes first.
Well, at what, Mike?
Walking.
Walking?
Meeting the crowds, going to
so when they're in the UK...
Whatever she goes to.
Yeah. So
out here, Harry had...
so who pushes her back when she's here and she walks in front of him?
Pardon?
I said, who pushes her back when she's in the UK?
I don't say they push her back. They don't actually push her back, but the lady in waiting will always slide in and make sure that Harry goes first in this country.
Right.
In America, she probably won't have ladies in waiting, and she will go first anyway.
Right. Did you hear me earlier when I said the only way a certain constituency in this country would like her is if she walked 6 paces behind her husband?
Yes.
That was you.
No, it wasn't me.
It was.
Well, it was me, yes.
Yes.
And here you are. I don't necessarily agree with it. I just think that she talked Harry into doing...
What do you mean you don't necessarily agree with it? You passionately believe it.
No, I don't necessarily agree with it.
You just said you completely believe it.
No, she probably doesn't. But then we do have lots of princesses in this country. They don't have any in America, do they?
I don't know. Is she a princess?
She's Princess Meghan, isn't she?
I thought they'd lost their HRHs.
Oh, yeah. What does she learn as then? Prince Harry and
the Duchess of Sussex, I think.
Thank you, James O'Brien. So, let's talk about this caller. This man who dialed into James O'Brien's show thinking he had something insightful to say about Meghan and Prince Harry. I mean, he really thought he cracked the code. Meghan dragged Harry to America because she wanted to be number one. Because apparently, in his mind, the British monarchy is a school playground and Meghan just wanted to walk first in the lunch line. Sir, you are wrong. Let's get this straight. This wasn't a woman scheming behind closed doors, rubbing her hands together like a cartoon villain thinking, mwahaha, if I get Harry to move to California, I can finally be the main character. No, this was a woman trying to survive, emotionally, mentally, and even physically, in an institution that has a long, dark history of chewing people up and spitting them out. And James O'Brien, God bless him, was the only one in that moment willing to look this man in the eye through the radio and say, "You're not making sense." Because what we're not going to do is reduce one of the most radical exits from a centuries-old institution to a woman's ego trip. What we're not going to do is act like Harry didn't have 38 years of trauma, pain, and disillusionment with that institution before Meghan even stepped into the room. You think Meghan Markle had to twist Harry's arm to leave the same monarchy that let paparazzi chase his mother to her death? The same firm that told him to put on a brave face while tabloids tore his wife to shreds, day in and day out? Meghan didn't brainwash anyone. Harry has been screaming about the toxic culture of the monarchy and the media for years, long before he met Meghan. What Meghan did was give him the courage, the partnership, and the vision to choose something better. Something freer. Something that didn't require them to trade their humanity for a title and a photo op. But let's entertain this caller's theory for just a second. Let's pretend, for argument's sake, that Meghan did want to leave because she'd never be number one in the UK. Let's even say she was tired of being just another princess. Well, good. Because honestly, who wants to be just another anything in a system that ranks women based on who bows to whom and what order they appear on the balcony? Meghan didn't leave because she wanted to be first. She left because she refused to be last in a system that treated her like an outsider, a threat, and a burden all at once. And honestly, if the best argument you have is that Meghan moved to America because she wanted the spotlight, maybe the real issue is that the UK couldn't handle a black woman with confidence, charisma, and compassion shining that brightly inside Buckingham Palace. Because let's be honest, it wasn't her ambition that made people uncomfortable. It was the audacity of a biracial American woman entering that ivory tower and not knowing her place. James O'Brien saw it. He pushed back. He asked the right questions. He challenged this strange idea that Meghan was somehow plotting her own stardom like a reality TV villain. Because what actually happened was this. The British press hounded her. They lied. They distorted. They invaded. And then when she asked for help, from the firm, from HR, from anyone, she got nothing but cold shoulders and tight-lipped statements about tradition. People love to forget the part where she said she didn't want to be alive anymore. That's not a woman chasing a crown. That's a woman begging to be seen, to be safe, to be heard. And if your takeaway from all of that is, oh, she just wanted to walk ahead of Kate, then I'm sorry, but you missed the entire plot. Harry didn't get tricked. He got awakened. He saw the same cycle that destroyed his mother beginning to wrap itself around his wife. And this time, he wasn't going to stay silent. He chose differently. He chose his family, not the family. He chose freedom over ceremony, protection over performance. And let's not pretend that America is some flawless utopia. We know the racism didn't disappear at Heathrow, but in the States, at least Meghan and Harry could live on their own terms. They could pick their projects, protect their kids, tell their story their way. In the UK, they were props for an outdated pageant, expected to smile through abuse and act grateful for the privilege of being caged. And the funniest part? Meghan never even tried to compete with anyone. She wasn't obsessed with hierarchy or royal pecking orders. That obsession came from the outside. Media personalities, palace insiders, anonymous sources leaking nonsense to tabloids. Meghan just wanted to use her platform for good, to do the work. And instead, the British press tried to twist every move into some Machiavellian scheme. She closes her own car door? She's breaking royal protocol. She guest edits Vogue? She's too political. She bakes muffins for the Grenfell survivors? She's stealing the spotlight from Kate. It got to a point where she could literally breathe and someone would write a headline about it being too loud. And let's be real. If anyone was obsessed with status, it wasn't Meghan. It was the monarchy itself. It was the firm with its centuries of built-in ranking systems, bowing rules, seating charts, and invisible contracts with the press. It was the tabloid ecosystem that only knows how to survive by tearing women down in rotation. And when that system met a woman who refused to be broken, it malfunctioned. So no, the caller is wrong. Meghan didn't move to be number one. She moved to be free, to protect her mental health, to raise her kids away from a system that calls them a threat before they can even walk. She moved with her husband, who was finally brave enough to do what the institution never taught him to do, put love before duty. And the irony is, the more people try to paint Meghan as some manipulative diva, the more they prove exactly why she had to leave. Because God forbid a woman, especially a woman of color, have opinions, ambition, and self-respect in a palace built on silence and submission. The monarchy didn't protect Meghan because it wasn't built to protect people like her. It was built to preserve tradition at any cost, even when those traditions are toxic, outdated, or just plain cruel. And the moment Meghan refused to smile and wave while being dismantled piece by piece, she became a problem. But Harry? He saw it. He felt it. He grew up in that very machine. He watched it destroy his mother, warp his childhood, and try to rewrite every chapter of his life with spin and silence. And when the cycle started again with Meghan, he broke the chain. He didn't need convincing, he needed clarity. And Meghan gave him that. The two of them didn't flee for clout. They left for air, for peace, for the right to protect their kids without having to strike deals with tabloids or wear the royal muzzle while everyone else fed the wolves. And that's what kills the narrative the caller tried to push. Because if Meghan really wanted power in that institution, all she had to do was play along. She had the spotlight. She had the global attention. But what she didn't have was support, dignity, or basic humanity. And once again, James O'Brien, say what you want about radio hosts, but that man understood the difference between critique and cruelty. He wasn't buying the caller's weird theory that Meghan was a master manipulator who convinced Harry to ditch the monarchy like it was some timeshare deal. No, James heard the dog whistles. He heard the fragile ego hiding behind just my opinion. He saw how quickly folks will ignore racism, misogyny, and trauma just to keep a neat little fairy tale going. But guess what? That fairy tale is over. The Sussexes closed that book and started writing their own. And whether you read it, mock it, or throw it in the fire, it's theirs, on their terms, with their truth. And for the people still clinging to the idea that Meghan stole Harry away from the royal family like some evil seductress out of a Disney movie, grow up. He wasn't stolen. He walked away. Willingly, intentionally, proudly. Because he realized his worth didn't depend on a crown, a castle, or a headline. So to the caller, respectfully, you didn't expose Meghan, you exposed yourself. You exposed a mindset that still can't accept that Harry and Meghan chose peace over performance, that they broke the cycle, that they walked away, not for fame, not for ego, but for sanity, for dignity, and for the chance to raise their kids without fear. James O'Brien, thank you for refusing to let ignorance sit unchecked on your airwaves, for understanding the deeper context, for knowing that this isn't about fame, it's about survival. And to Meghan and Harry, keep walking first, last, or wherever you damn well please, because what matters isn't the order, it's the fact that you walked out, and that, my friends, is the real royal move. Now, if you felt that, if you see through the noise and you know the truth matters more than tabloids, go ahead and like this video, hit subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comments. And to the British press and royal spin doctors still clinging to their old tricks, sweeties, it's giving tired, try again, or better yet, retire. Because this house sees the truth, and we don't need a crown to know what real royalty is.